With classes starting back up, the Yuma Police Department shares how it's helping local schools in case of an active shooter or situation.
News 11's Valerie Rodriguez breaks it down and shares more.
Each school resource officer works with the school on what type of drills would work best for them based on their layout. Yuma Police say student, parent, and staff safety is taken very seriously when it comes to the worst case scenario. Officers are always up to date with any active shooter training and also have yearly training to stay on top of things.
Our SROs help in practice drills. Our SROs are there working with the schools, and they go to each different schools to learn the different ways that they do it so that they're up on anything, again, if the worst case scenario happens.
A local mom and daughter share how they feel about returning back to class.
It's scary sending her, knowing that it kind of just happened randomly, at any time.
I'm going back to school, that's great, but the thought of somebody breaking into my classroom and shooting my friends, that's a bit scary.
And if something does happen, Sergeant Lori Franklin shares what you should do as a parent.
The problem that creates is it takes our resources to try to deal with the parents instead of having to deal with the situation at hand. It does make it more difficult for us. We understand that those are your kids. We get it, and we're there to protect them.
YPD hopes with these types of drills, schools will become better prepared and safer. Reporting in Yuma, Valeria Rodriguez, News 11.